Yeah. Hey. Well, yeah. Goonies never say die. You know what time it is. We got horror suspense. Listen, Kevin Trav digging in the bin. Dirty Dancing and Encino Man. You never know what you'll find in Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. He's got all these flicks from way back when. Marty McFly in the DeLorean. Gotta love the Cage and whatever he's in. Face off Snake Guys, you know it's a win. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, let's begin.
Welcome to Uncle Doug's DVD Bin, the podcast where we take your favorite movies, give you the facts, tell you the plot, and hey, listen, there might even be a few jokes along the way. You never know. I'm your host, Travis.
And I'm your host, Kevin.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How's it going? Yeah, dude, it's been a long time. I'm excited. I'm excited to come back into the fold and catch up with you with just some sweet Appalachian racing.
Oh, man, I am so excited. Listen, and I'm glad that we were able to mend our fences, heal the wounds that were between us, and really get back to what you and I do best, which is talking about movies with NASCAR in them.
That's right. Both of them. I'd say I think the problem between us is largely gone.
Yeah, no, man. That whole snake thing, it's way in the past. I've even been over to your game room subsequent times now.
I've let you in.
Everything's been fine. And again, I am really sorry. And I promise you, I will never be involved with releasing reptiles into your game room again. I promise you that here on the air.
I am so happy to hear that. Thank you so much. It has been a long recovery. I have graduated to the second phase of my snake therapy.
Oh.
I'm now able to draw one without throwing up. And so I am making progress there.
Uncle Doug would be very proud of you if he was around. I'm sorry to listeners. He didn't pass away. He's, as far as we know, he's alive.
As far as we know.
Yeah. He is on a walkabout, much like Crocodile Dundee. He wrote us a letter saying that he was, I believe, hitting the highways in search of a good biscuit. Was the way he sort of phrased it, and we may not see him for a while. So we still have custody of the bin. So we're kind of working on that. Haven't heard anything from Trish. As far as I know, she's still in her love nest with that guy from the Amoco station.
Yeah,
Exxon. Yeah, it was Exxon, maybe.
It might have switched over to Amoco. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it's something for Doug to be as I guess out there and lost as he is looking for a biscuit. That means he must be pretty far from a Hardee's. I couldn't imagine where he could be so remote that he's not even within striking distance of a Hardee's biscuit.
As the song says, "In boots is made for walking," and that's just what they'll do. And he's out there, he's walking the lands like Kane and Kung Fu.
Who's are you keeping eyes on the property? Is that did he leave that to you?
Yeah, he gave me keys to the gate. He didn't give me keys to the house, but the door doesn't lock anyway. So I just went on in. So I feel like that's
I was
just
curious how we without him here, the whole DVD getting. Of course, I don't head back over to his place, but
we'll
how did it work out?
We'll get you two in the same room. Well, it wasn't too bad. I went over there and it was a little. I'll be honest, it was a little spooky. It's a little. I could still smell the lingering smell of his cigarettes. But it's, so it was like his ghost. He's alive. He's fine. Was there, and I walked in and, sometimes when the light, it's called the golden hour. I was there just a little bit before sunset and the light was coming in those shafts through the mini blinds and you could just see the little particles filtering in the lights and they were shining straight down upon the bin. Right there, he'd left it in the living room, and I didn't even look at it. I closed my eyes, and I reached into it, and I felt this jolt run right up my arm. And as I pulled it out, I looked, and it was Days of Thunder. And I said,
"My God,
Travis, this is going to bring Travis and I back together for yet another season of Uncle Doug's DVD Bin." And by God, it did.
Yeah, the same jolt I bet that I get when I freebase Mellow Yellow.
Yeah, no, you ever just dry it up
That
real
familiar.
good, so you just got the powdery Mellow Yellow. That's the real stuff.
It's not so mellow when you inject it. But no, I'm glad you got that movie. Big childhood favorite of mine. Of course, I'm sure Doug was aware of that, which is why he probably strategically placed it atop the bin.
You know,
for you to grab in the dark.
Funny thing, I didn't really watch this movie that much as a kid. I maybe saw this one like a couple of times. So kind of rewatching it as an adult, it didn't make me nostalgic for the movie. It made me nostalgic for that era of NASCAR. Like,
yeah,
you know, I know the names of drivers, like, you know, Bill Elliott, the Labonte brothers, Rusty Wallace, like those drivers more than I know the names of members of my family.
Same. Exact same. Hut Strickland.
Hut
Come on,
Strickland.
I'm gonna toss out a Hut Strickland.
You know, Hut
All
Strickland,
little Rick Mast.
for the film was actually like Cruz's coach driver, like kind of coached him
did
learn
know
how to
that.
drive. So you
you and I watched a lot of the same YouTube videos about this movie.
Hey man, we got to stay informed. You know what I mean? Speaking of staying informed, I do feel like it is my obligation to tell you about some pending legal stuff that we have going on.
Oh, what did Doug do now?
Well, no, it's nothing to do with Doug. Apparently, it's us. Haley, our friend, Haley.
Yeah.
You know, we've had her on a couple of times. We joked that it's her podcast now.
Yeah.
Well,
those jokes, it felt real.
Yeah, well,
at the
I mean,
time.
you know, we were just riffing, you know, whatever. And,
we were?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, well, it did feel
so
like
nothing to
there
worry
was.
about then.
You're right. It did feel like there was some gravity to what we were saying, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it sounds like there's nothing to worry about then. So.
well, funny thing, she sent me some documents. Proving that she does, in fact, actually now own the podcast.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she actually. So apparently,
She owns it?
Yeah, she owns it. It's her podcast now. So
Huh.
apparently, with podcast law, which is very new, very very new branch of law. If you say something like somebody owns it, it's apparently true, and then they own it.
What?
So she sent these documents to me that are basically verifying it. I took it to a guy. He looked at him. He said, "No, this looks pretty legit." So
A guy looked at them
Yeah,
and said they were legit?
So she owns the
God.
podcast now. So we've got to kind of do what she asked. She hasn't. She's going to be on very soon, and I'm sure she'll. You know, I'm sure it's not. She's not. You know, she knows what she's getting. She knows what a quality product that you and I put out.
Well, sure, she's been on a couple of times.
Yeah, she's not gonna
She's an avid
come in.
listener of every other episode or so.
Yeah.
Every 2 or 3.
Yeah, she's not gonna come in and make a bunch of crazy changes or really try to exert control over what we do. You couldn't control us, am I right, Trav?
That's right, man. You know, I would almost ask to have a peek at those documents for myself, but I really trust you, Kevin. I feel like you probably have gone the extra mile to sort
No,
this
I showed
out.
him
So
to the
what's
guy. Yeah, no, I've done my research here. Okay, so
Okay, so what's our play? What can we do?
well, for right now,
Anything?
you know, hey, business as usual. All right, we'll just we'll keep the plane in the air, we'll keep the boat on the water, and we'll keep the hot dog in the ho ho. You know what I mean? So we're gonna really I
almost did.
We're gonna knuckle down. All right, and this is gonna be the season, and we're just gonna keep this stock car headed towards victory lane. That's exactly what we're gonna do, Travis.
All right, hey, you know what, Kev?
What's that, buddy?
Rubbing's racing. You know, if it wasn't for a little bit of rubbing, what are we even doing here, man?
Yeah, if you weren't doing a little bit of rubbing, would you even know you was racing?
No, man, I don't. Now, this is one thing I don't do though. I don't race when I rub it. I take my time.
Yeah, no, I mean you gotta really observe what you're doing there. There's a lot of really great quotable lines in this movie. I gotta tell you. And what is this movie, Travis? Well, it is Days of Thunder, released on June 27th, 1990. Director Tony Scott, writers Robert Towne and Tom Cruise. He pitched in a little bit. Starring Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, Robert Duvall, John C. Reilly, Michael Rooker, and Carrie Airways. What a cast, dude!
Dude, it's stacked. It is so good. I loved it, and I know there's a little bit of misogyny later in the movie, and I just want to give Nicole Kidman the respect she deserves. I feel like we should refer to her as, and I'm not up on all the parlance for progressive standards, but I think Nicole Lady Woman is probably better than Nicole Kidman.
I was thinking, great pun, first of all. Let me take a moment to appreciate what you did there. In my notes, I indicated just Doc. I called it Doc. Doctor. Initially, I said Lady Doctor, and I said, no, Kevin, this is a new day and age. She is just a doctor.
She's just a plain old dumpy doctor like the rest of us.
She's a brain surgeon doctor. Do you know how smart they are, dude?
Apparently pretty smart.
Travis, she's not like you. She's a real doctor.
I understand that.
You know?
And she's even pretending, and I still think she's better.
Yeah, she somehow she got an honorary PhD and apparently is more well respected in the brain doctor community than you are, neuroscience.
Absolutely.
And I'm against it. Listen, frankly, if there's any doctor that I go, you know this, I bring all my medical concerns directly to you. Which, hey, thank you.
Yeah, it's curious that you do that. Unsolicited pictures of all your sores and open wounds, but it's okay.
No, that one it's not open anymore. It's closing up good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, the bleach.
You drained it like I said.
Yeah, and put the bleach water on it, like you said.
Okay, good. Well, it should be pretty clean.
That
then.
stang.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Anyway, Days of Thunder, man. Hey, you know what I'd be really excited about? I'm interested to see how you can do this. I don't even remember what the last movie we did is, so I'm really hoping you came through and you're gonna just knock it out of the park, or knock it in the park, since it's gonna keep it on the track. Yeah, keep it on the track. That's what you're gonna do. Okay. So I'm not mixing up my Medi-Force. The 6 Degrees of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you take the last movie we did and connect it to the movie that we are covering on this episode, vis-a-vis actors like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. You know, if you haven't listened to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre episode, that's where we introduce this particular segment. That's why we call it 6 Degrees of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, if you're still unclear, again, you take...
Can we just put this in the show notes? Why do we have to? Why do you do this every time? This is so much longer than the segment itself.
No, people need to understand what we're doing here, okay?
They don't want to understand.
You take the one actor from the other movie that we did and connect them to actors in other movies they've been in, and eventually get back to the movie we're covering right now. And Travis, take it away.
I will. I would love to.
It's just, I want people to really understand what they got it? Okay, all right, cool.
And I think they've got it, and this is, honestly, this was one of those that was almost too easy. Because we are talking about Jurassic Park, Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder, not as revered, not as remembered as Jurassic Park, but has maybe a more star-studded cast than Jurassic Park. And, of course, a lot of these actors were in a lot of movies together in the 90s up through to today. So they're all pretty easy, and a lot of them hinge on Jeff Goldblum. Michael Rooker, of course, he's one of the main characters in today's movie, was also in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Jeff Goldblum, who obviously was very sexy and cool in Jurassic Park. Oh, yeah. And then we have Randy Quaid, the owner of the team here in the movie. Love a 90s Randy Quaid, maybe the best of the Randy Quaids, anything he did in the 90s. Obviously in Independence Day, he's classic in that. Once again, Jeff Goldblum was right there. And then I was like, man, I gotta get out of the Goldblum. I said, give me something weird. So I was like, let's see where Cary Elwes, let's see what he can connect to. He was in a fun movie from the 90s that I love, Twister. All right, Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, Laura Dern also in that. Boom. Wow. Boom. Laura Dern in the park that was Jurassic. So there you go, bud.
Man, that was, you did, instead of 6 degrees, you did 1 degree, but 3 times.
I sometimes will do that. I'm crazy.
That's impressive. You know, can I just take a quick sidebar here and tell you about Michael Rooker?
Yeah.
It's less about him and more about, I grew up, one of my very good friends, who I'm not going to say their name, is such a doppelganger for Michael Rooker, except they're insane. My friend is really legitimately a scary person. And so whenever I see Michael Rooker and something, I'm like, that's the good twin. Like, he's the one that wasn't in the attic, and my friend is the one that escaped the attic.
Ooh.
Again, that's why I didn't say his name, because I'm scared of him, and I don't want him. But just know that there is a secondary Michael Rooker look-alike out there, and if you see him, I wouldn't upset him. Just make soothing sort of cooing noises if you see him.
I love Michael Rooker in just about anything he does. Like Walking Dead and anything. He's just...
But again,
I'm not talking about Michael Rooker.
I'm talking about a friend of mine who looks like Michael Rooker, who's
No, your friend, Michael Rooker, he's in a lot of great movies. I love him.
Yep.
It's crazy that you know him.
No, he's great. He's great.
Does he actually really like NASCAR?
Oh, he
even
loves
though he was
it.
in the
Yeah,
movie?
he loves NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his favorite.
That's
his
crazy.
favorite.
I have to make a confession. I realized that the whole time I did Twister, I was thinking that Laura Dern was Helen Hunt.
No, Laura Dern's
it wasn't
like,
until I started talking here. I was like, it had, and then I was like, I don't even think Laura Dern was she the Twister. I don't think she's in that movie. So I failed on that one. So you get 2 tonight.
Okay,
couldn't get to the third.
You still did it. Like you still did it. You not only did you do it once, you did it twice. I'm proud of you, big guy.
That's right. And I fessed up when I failed.
Yeah,
and that's important.
I mean, I also was like, who the heck was Laura? Like, I thought maybe she had a cameo in it that I missed. Because at first I was like, oh, is she like the new girlfriend that like is or fiance? And then I was like, no, that's another actress. Anyway, you're right. She was probably the Twister. You know what I do know that you know a lot about, though, is you go out there into the wilds, the depths of the deep, darkest, dingiest, crummiest, the scariest corners of the internet. Places where no fit human being has ever trod their glamorized shoe. Yeah, that's right. The shoe is glamorous, okay? That's the place that you go and you bring back reviews from the common person out there on the street. Our preview reviews. Now, Travis, I'm going to ask you a serious question. I want you to answer as honestly as you can. Did you do that for this episode?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I also have some breaking news. Carrie Elwes was in, he did a voice in Jungle Book along with Sam Neill. So,
all right. You couldn't stand it, could you?
I did it.
You couldn't stand it.
I didn't want to fail you, man. And now we've got 3. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I did these. You know, Kevin, people who love this movie don't got a lot to say. They really don't. We got one here from Esau. Don't know what the date was. I must have lopped that off on by mistake. But Esau says, 5 stars. Man, I love cars.
Are you sure he's not reviewing the movie Cars?
No, this was for Days of Thunder.
All right. I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of cars in this movie.
So many, yeah. And then people who were meh on it. And again, these are our spoiler-free ones. We have more toward the end of the show. But Jesse here gave it a 3.5. And it looks like, based on what he's written here, he's in the middle of a Tony Scott month. So he's watching all the Tony Scott films. He goes, Tony Scott could direct a film about golf, and it would be an edge-of-your-seat, nail-biting, pulse-pounding thriller.
I kind of agree. I really agree.
Yeah. And I would love to see that movie.
I would, yeah. He's dead now, so you're not gonna be able to. But
I know. He could have called it like Top Flight or something. It would have been awesome.
like the golf bar.
Like the golf, yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I mean, can you drink and hit balls at?
I think
Flight?
so. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah,
nice.
I think you can.
We should do that.
Yep. And then
with Tony Scott.
I'd dig him up, prop him up, play with him.
Kind of a Weekend at Bernie's situation. You know, just out of curiosity, do you know that Bernie in Weekend at Bernie's is actually dead, and they're pretending he's alive? It's like kind of like the comedy of the movie.
Wow.
Yep. Anyway, how about those preview reviews?
Might need to watch it again. Mm-hmm. We got a 3.5 here from Daggy. Watch this one just this week, Kev. This is a young review. This is 5 days old. They watched it on St. Patty's Day here of 2026. And they say, when Tom Cruise rolled up on that motorcycle with shaggy hair and sunglasses on, I knew I was probably going to have a good time. Listen, it's 100% a Top Gun clone, but that didn't really bother me too much because the movie's still fun as hell. Formulaic, to be sure, but still enjoyable. Stacked cast, great soundtrack, cars are fast. What else do you need?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing else in this life do you need, Daggy.
I thought that one was fun. And then we got people who are low on it, Kev. You know they're out there just trolling the universe with their narcissism and pessimism and nihilism.
These are people that don't got real feelings.
They have no real feelings. This person who has a Stitch from Lilo and Stitch as their picture, you'd think they'd be good people. They say, killing myself so I can box Tony Scott in hell.
Good
Give him a half star.
Good God.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I would
horrible.
dig him up to play golf. I wouldn't dig him up to punch him.
No, I'd want to bring him back for joy and fun and good times. I was just reading a book on necromancy for this very special occasion. You know what? Here's the thing that I think about whoever this Quad is, if that is even their real name. You know what I mean? I feel like they're probably a Russian bot.
You could be right.
No real person would say something that hateful.
I don't think so.
No.
This next one is Hallie is okay. Hallie is okay. Give it 1 full star and says, I just don't get NASCAR. I just don't get it.
It's literally
what is it?
The easiest sport to understand.
I don't get it.
You know, football.
What are they even doing out there?
They got formations and all sorts of different positions that you get yourself wedged into. In NASCAR, just go fast. Turn left.
They just go so fast just to get right back to where they were. I don't get it.
It's you racing. And like, okay, occasionally there's a road race, right? But nobody watches those, you know? Nobody watches those. It's just...
They're going to do 500 miles and not even head toward the beach.
Okay,
that seems like a waste of gas.
They're already at Daytona. There's a beach there, okay?
That's fair. That's fair.
Man. Well, that was great, Travis. You know, I really missed you going out into the wilds of the internet and bringing back just the best of the best.
I missed me doing it too, man.
Right on.
Glad we could do it.
What do you say we jump into the plot of Days of Thunder? What do you think? Is that a good idea?
I'm okay with doing that, but I do want to. I want to mention. I want to emphasize that this movie was a big deal to me as a kid, as a little Appalachian bumpkin growing up. You know, next to Bristol with the Bristol Motor Speedway, and of course you grew up near Martinsville, near the Martinsville Speedway, and we got all that down here, man. And I don't know how old I was when I watched the movie. I was pretty young. I would say it was pretty close to after it came out, 5, 6, 7 years old, watching the movie and loving it, and also finding, even as a young kid, Robert Duvall to be one of the more like believable actors. There was just something about him on screen. I'm like, he just makes everything feel so real. It's like my dad talking on the screen. Like he just has this sort of really natural charisma. So that stood out to me even as a young man. And also just the fucking cars in this movie. Just the sights, the sounds, the aesthetic, the whole late 80s, early 90s, like the era of NASCAR that I was very into as a young man. And it's so like perfect here. It's so elevated, exaggerated, and dramatized just right in this movie. So I am excited for it, and it does tickle the nostalgia quite a bit.
Well, it was one of those things. Apparently, Tom Cruise got mixed up with some NASCAR guys for one reason or another. It was Hendrick and a few other drivers, and went out to dinner with them. And they were just swapping stories about, different drivers or like things that had happened. And Tom Cruise is like, this is a movie. Like this right here. And he got really excited. I think he just wanted to drive stock cars is probably. And apparently he was a very good driver. Like he was, it's so much so that the insurance company had to tell him like, hey, you got to slow down. Like you can't drive that fast. And I mean,
the man could do it all, man. Jets, NASCARs. I mean, he was the last samurai.
I think he was the last samurai. I think he's like an adrenaline junkie because he's still doing these stunts with like the Mission Impossible movies
Mission
and stuff.
Impossible.
And he apparently has been kicking around the idea of trying to make the first movie in space. Like he wants to film all of it in outer space, which is insane. But back to Earth and back to Days of Thunder, Travis. This is one of this whole opening sequence where it's like, the sun's coming up over the track. You start to see a little hustle and bustle, and it just kind of and you even down to like the orchestral sounds of like the musicians warming up for a symphony, right? And it just builds and builds and builds until like race day, and the stands are packed. One of the greatest openings of any movie ever made. I'll go on record right there and say it.
I mean, honestly, it's a lot like the Top Gun opening, like the whole sunrise feel to it, the warm colors, the ramp up in music, and just getting an establishing shot of awesomeness.
It's pretty great. Now, you and I have taken it upon ourselves to rate title cards, and there is a title card to this, Travis, and it pops up, and I'm sure you remember it. What did you rate the title card of Days of Thunder?
Apparently I don't remember it, so maybe it's not a good one. It's not good. It's not good.
It just says Days of Thunder in the most boring Times New Roman-esque font you could see.
Yeah, it's just some bold Helvetica, some E.B. Garamond.
So
I don't know. I was trying to think of some other
I can't give it a 0 because there is one. So it's a 1. It gets a 1.
It's a 1.
And it's such a great
disappointing
opening, too. Yeah.
Well, and because the movie's logo on the box is super like 80s looking and cool. I mean, we're 5 years after Weird Science. We could have made it awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude. I know. But what are you gonna do?
I'm upset.
Hey, listen, don't get upset because the movie's pretty good, right?
Now I'm fired up.
So the track comes alive. We get our first look at Michael Rooker's Rowdy Burns, who for a good chunk of the film is sort of the antagonist to Cole Trickle, who is Tom Cruise's character and kind of our main character that we're going to follow for the movie.
I want to mention too, and I'm hoping that this occurred to you while you watched it, but do you think it's slightly interesting that the main characters in this movie have the last names Burns, Trickle, and Hogg, all having to do with issues with urinating as an older man?
Yeah, no, I think it's fascinating. I think it's probably one of the most fascinating, subtle pieces of literary criticism in this film.
Thank you. I'm just glad I wasn't the only one to notice.
And also,
it,
Richard Petty's in this movie. Did you see that? You see Richard Petty?
Yeah, Richard Petty. There's a few drivers make little cameos here. It's cool.
It's pretty cool. Well, we get a green flag, and the first thing that we see Rowdy do, because we got to establish, he spins out Richard the King Petty. Spins out Richard Petty.
I know, man. And he does quite. I mean, I was watching that same YouTube video apparently you did. A lot of the, obviously all the wrecks in here are real.
Yep.
So it's pretty incredible to see that they didn't mind just tossing up some of their most legendary drivers and cars and just spinning them into a vortex of shrapnel.
Well, apparently they were like filming, they filmed during real races, right? And they even filmed at the Daytona 500. And like a lot of the drivers, when they would pass like the car with the camera in it, would just kind of like linger there to try to get their car on film in the movie. So I think that's pretty cool. Well, we get a little bit of hot racing action, and then it cuts away to Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a farm. Now, I've been to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a bustling
it's grown
city.
Up a bit. It's grown up a bit.
So you're like, is this
in the last 40 years?
Is this what is this farm doing in the middle of Charlotte? Could you just say outside of Charlotte? Because look, and I get it. This movie was made by Hollywoods. It made by the people from the Hollywoods. You know what I mean? So they don't know what Charlotte looks like. They've never been to the NASCAR museum. And you and I have walked by that wonderful establishment.
would never go in it. Gross. No, but we walked by.
We did
it proudly.
stop for a moment and just place our hands reverently at the foot of Dale Earnhardt's statue there. But anyway, there's a farm in the middle of Charlotte for some reason, or that was a poor label. But we have Randy Quaid's character Tim Dollard walk out into the field while the amazing Robert Duvall's character Harry Hogg is out there fertilizing the fields, right? And they kind of start talking about Tim wants Harry to build a car for him. He's going to find a driver. He's going to start a team. He wants to be a team owner. And he eventually convinces Harry. And the way he does it is he says, listen, I know you left NASCAR to avoid a investigation into Buddy Breckenridge.
Brotherton.
Buddy Bretherton's
yeah.
wreck.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Man. We really miss him. He wasn't real. But to not investigate that accident. So they're not going to investigate it if you come back. Why wouldn't they just investigate it anyway, if he's there or not? But listen, if you start looking at the plot holes in this movie, Travis, you're going to be here all night. And I know that you don't want to be out here all night. You've got other things to do. You're a busy man.
It's just crazy how fast that they just moved on from that. I was like, we're not going to linger on that a little bit more because it sounds like a man died and they're not going to look into it. That's weird. I mean, that's weird that we're just going to...
Davey Allison died a few years after. Oh, no, he didn't die on the track, though, did he?
No, neither did Alan Kowicki. They,
So Dale was the one that, like, the next driver that died.
Yeah, I think so.
They actually did implement a new, like, safety harness or something after Now that is,
I was actually curious about the lore of Buddy Bretherton, and so as I was watching the movie, I was like, after I watched it, I was like, does it ever explain what happened to him? And I looked on Reddit, and someone else had the same question. They were like, how did Buddy Bretherton die in the movie? And someone was like, he probably contracted AIDS and was blackballed from the sport. And that was the highest voted answer. So
that is not.
That's canon.
That's not. I think the gist that we get from the story that Duvall's character tells later in the movie is that he his nerves were strung out and he made an error and he wrecked. Was probably what actually happened. Just he made an error.
Oh, okay, Mr. Serious. All right.
I mean, listen, I watched the movie a few times. Well, anyway, Tim convinces Harry to at least come to the track and see this driver that he's gotten lined up. So we cut to the track, and they're kind of watching Rowdy take some laps, and they're like, man, that guy can drive. So we established that he's a real good driver, and he's got the kind of black and gray car, so I think he's meant to be kind of the Dale Earnhardt sort of intimidator, character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're expecting the other driver, and there's a line about where's he from, and he says like Mooresville or something. He's like, oh, that's in North Carolina. I said, no, it's California. And then Duvall's character's like, he's a Yankee? And listen.
Wait a minute.
Listen, I'm from the South, and I know many people from the South of varying levels of intellect, but they all
intellect.
They none of them are going to confuse Californians with Yankees. Okay, that's not real authentic dialogue. But he does have a funny line. He's like, no, nobody comes from California. And Duvall's like, yeah, you said it, buddy.
What does that even mean? What does it mean?
I don't know. I think they just wanted to take a jab at California so that us Hicks would be like, yeah, California's dumb. It's nice there, though.
So far away.
Oh, except for all the...
I hear it's sunny a lot.
It's sunny and good beaches. Anyway, Rowdy takes some good laps, shakes hands with Harry, and that sets the stage for Cole Trickle to roll in, and he does it... I swear this scene makes me laugh every time I see it.
Dude,
it's so goofy. There's a section of the track, and Cruz comes like riding in on his motorcycle right up to where they are. But like the way that he rides onto the track, you can tell somebody just went, and go, it's your cue, go. And he just rides out and the music kind of swells. It looks so corny, but he kind of rolls up.
Corny.
And he does not look like a NASCAR driver. He's wearing like nice clothes, even though he's riding a motorcycle.
Looks like a hitman. He has like a gun bag, and gloves.
If his head was shaved, he'd look like Agent 47 or whatever from the Hitman games. So anyway, they have a little bit of jawing back and forth. Robert Duvall's like, that is not what a driver looks like. How do you know anything about NASCAR? He's like, well,
I watch it on ESPN, man. I know enough. That's exactly my logic for why I think I could coach the Browns after winning Madden a few times. I'm like, I can do it.
Dude, I think anybody could coach the Browns. I think their coach just sleeps most of the games. But
I would too.
No offense if you're from Cincinnati or a Browns
or Cleveland
fan.
even.
Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah? Cleveland Browns, you're right. Cincinnati Bengals might be. If you're from that area of the country and your city starts with a C, I'm apologizing.
Also, if you're from Cincinnati, we're sorry too.
Yeah. No, they got the Reds have had a couple of good seasons, right? So I should have. The Padres have had a couple of good seasons, Anyway, doesn't matter. We're back to this, Travis, and he's poking around the car. Old Cole Trickle is named after Dick Trickle, I'm sure, and he. Eventually, they're like, hey, we're not going to let you take the car out. This is Rowdy's car. We don't think you know what you're doing. And he turns to Harry, and he says, I want him. Let me drive. I won't make a fool out of you. Right? And it's very sincere. And he's a little understated. He doesn't really necessarily come in as like a super cocky character or whatever. He kind of underplays a little bit. I think it's a nice scene. And I think it starts to establish the dynamic between Cruz and Duvall, which is really good in this movie. Like they play off of each other really well. Let me drive.
Yeah, I agree.
I won't make a fool out of you. Which is what
I
told you, Travis, more or less when we started this podcast. I was like, I won't make a fool out of you, and then I've made a fool
over and over again. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I was going to quip that Tom Cruise and Robert Duvall's chemistry in this is somehow better than Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's, even though they eventually get married after the movie.
Yeah. What are you going to do, though? I feel like I'd have good chemistry with Robert Duvall. I feel like he and I would get along very well.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're his son.
Well, I guess he did travel a lot. Him and my mom could have met. It's possible. Well, anyway,
ask your mom if she banged Robert Duvall. It's weird she hasn't brought it up, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think she would have mentioned by now. Well, anyway, Cole gets in the car and he's taking some laps, and he's a pretty good driver. They have to acknowledge that. But Harry told him, "Hey, take it kind of easy out there. This isn't your car. You're learning it." And then at some point, Cole just goes, "I'm dropping the hammer," and just takes off.
It was something weird about this. Every time he was in his car wearing his helmet, I swear Tom Cruise looked exactly like Ben Stiller. There were a couple times where I'm like, why did they just cut to Ben Stiller? I didn't even know he was in this movie. And it wouldn't have surprised me since everybody was in this movie.
Yeah, no.
But it was in fact just one middle-toothed Tom Cruise.
Yeah. This is in the era of Tom Cruise when that tooth was like just straight in the middle of his face. Now that you've heard that, you'll never be able to unsee it when you watch Top Gun or Days of Thunder. We meet John C. Reilly's character, who is Buck, the son of Buddy.
Buck Bretherton.
Buck Bretherton. So he's
his pappy died.
Yeah, that's it. There's a little. As soon as Cole gets out of the car from taking these really good laps, him and Rowdy kind of get in each other's face a little bit. Rowdy's kind of giving him a hard time, and Cole and Harry, we kind of get the idea just from them talking. They have a little bit of respect for each other, I guess, but they're just very different personality types.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one's a Californian Yankee, and the other is a farmer, an urban farmer from Charlotte.
It's a real odd couple situation. Well, after that kind of resolves, they do resolve that they're going to try to work together. And Cole mentions that he lost his ride for whatever reason. That's a little bit of a story that kind of comes up later. But then we cut to this scene that's in this like mood-lit barn. And Robert Duvall is just talking to the car, and I swear to you, this man is such a good actor. And I'm not just saying this because he's dead, but he's such a good actor. He's like, I'm going to put the oil pan a little lower. Like, I got, like, goosebumps from, like, how good he is at acting in this scene, because they're not showing a lot of him. It's just his voice and his movements around the car, but it's incredible. You're like, this man is, like, the car whisperer. Like, he's dialed in. He's gonna make an awesome car. You know what I mean?
It is incredible, and also there's something weird about the scenes with him alone with the car that feels voyeuristic. Like, I don't know if I should be watching this. This is his time alone with his car. It's a very intimate exchanges that he has with his vehicles.
I mean, you watch him just slide that transmission in, But it kind of reminds me because it's not a lot of like. Close-ups of him or anything. So he's really doing most of the acting with like his voice and just the way he moves his body kind of at a distance. It reminds me, I saw this play. It was Julius Caesar, by Shakespeare. And the big speeches in that, Travis, are like the friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. And that's generally done so the actor is facing the audience. But in this one production I saw, they had the audience, or the crowd rather, because they're trying to affect the crowd to sort of side with them. And the actor had his back to the audience, and you couldn't really see his face. And really, the way the platform was, from where I was sitting, all I could see was his calves. But my God, this man's calves could act. Like, I was so invested in his monologue. I was like, I've come to bury Caesar too. I'm here. I have got this. So that's kind of what Robert Duvall reminds me of.
And you started doing squats immediately.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what actors need to be doing.
I need
leg day.
I definitely need better calves. Well, he builds the car, and we cut to race day with the new car. It looks good, but they don't have any sponsors. And they kind of get out, and they're doing some laps, in the middle of the race, right, with the other drivers. And at some point, Rowdy decides, all right, well, it's time to haze the new guy. So they all just start, like, banging and banging on his car, and Cole calls into the track. He's like, they're ramming into me. And what does What does Harry say, man?
You're being a bully. Oh, he says Robin's racing some. Come on. You're getting a little razzed.
They're not hitting
Come on,
you. They're not slamming into you. They're just rubbing you, and rubbing is racing.
Rubbing, just a little love tap. And then, of course, somebody spins out and nearly dies. Also, there are a number of, and I haven't looked it up yet, but there are a number of hats from this movie that I really want to get. I would love to get one of the city hats. I also want to get the Superflow hat that we see a little bit later in the movie. So many great trucker hats. And I know there's got to be some like Etsy shop or something where I can get these. I got to have them.
Good luck, man. If you find one, let me know. I'll go in on that with you.
Yeah, I'll get two.
He comes into the pits. He's banged into everybody in the field. He's hit the wall. He's hit everything. So he comes in, and
I love this.
Duvall comes over to the car. And he's like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back out there and hit the pace car. And he's like, hit the pace car? He's like, yeah, you've hit everything else on the track. You might as well say you're a perfect driver. So let's just say things aren't going well. And there's a whole montage of racing that happens, and Cole was just not good at it. Again, he's coming from, I don't know if we mentioned this, but he's coming from like IndyCar racing into stock car thinking he's going to be the man. But he's a good driver, but he doesn't have the experience. He's still very green, right? And so he's spinning out. He's getting knocked over. There's one race where like he needs to come into the pit, and he like radios in, and Robert Duvall's like, "Nah, you just wait a minute. We're eating ice cream."
Go around. Go another one.
Yeah, do another couple laps. So then he comes into the pit, and he's very mad because they didn't work on his car. So him and Duvall and like the whole crew are like kind of getting into a tussle, and Duvall's like holding up his chair and scooching back. And apparently, to Tim, Randy Quaid's character's chagrin, he had a bunch of sponsors that were at that particular race when they chose to act up.
Yeah, which is a tough draw, but he comes in. This is we got Bristol next. We got Bristol, which is exciting to see. You got a night race in Bristol. Kev, growing up where I grew up, a night race in Bristol. It hit right around early August. School's about to go back in the first week of high school football, and our little town. We're about 35 miles out of Bristol. Our little town for the night race. Every hotel room, every restaurant, everything was just booked up. It was like the Pope was touring, coming through town when the Bristol race hit, dude. It was a big deal, so it was cool to see this.
I'd be willing to bet more people will go to the Bristol race than would come see the Pope, honestly.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I feel like you don't actually want to do a movie podcast. You want to just do a podcast where we rewatch races of the 90s and kind of recap them. But
I guess I would probably watch a race for 5 minutes and be like, yeah, this is pretty boring. But my memories of it,
yeah, right? Like you were invested. Well, there's a whole lot that happens. There's wrecks in the pit. Anyway, it just continues to not go well. So they have this big brawl over the ice cream incident. And so Tim, the Randy Quaid's character, the team owner, pulls everybody together in the I don't know, I guess in the garage, in the little like break room or whatever. He's like, you guys have got to get it together, all right? And they kind of send out the rest of the crew, and he lectures Harry a little bit and Cole a little bit, and then Cole leaves, and Harry kind of says, or rather Randy Quaid's Tim says to Harry, like, hey, it doesn't matter how good the car is, it doesn't matter how good the driver is if he doesn't trust you. So Duvall's like, all right, well, I guess I got to go be friends with Tom Cruise. So I assume all the racers go to this same bar after a race. I don't know, because Duvall finds Cole sitting at the bar, and he kind of strikes up a conversation with him. He's trying to say, hey, listen, I want to set this car up so it drives the way you want it to drive. And Cole finally has to fess up. He's like, I don't know anything about cars.
I loved that scene. I love that scene because I don't know that I would be brave enough to admit to Robert Duvall that I didn't know anything about cars. Not my crew chief.
Yeah,
literally just the
Robert
man Robert Duvall. I don't think I could look him in the eye and be like, sir, I just don't know anything about cars. I feel like he would backhand me. I don't want to disappoint Robert Duvall.
And it's Me either. Frankly, me either. And Cruz, he's like, I don't know any of that vocabulary. When you say a car's loose, I don't know what loose means. I don't know what tight means. I don't even know where the tires go. I'm scared of them. Sometimes they growl at you. You know. So Duvall,
it's so crazy.
I think that's a scene. I think this is where Duvall's like, all right, like, legitimately, this is something we can work around. Like, this is probably the reason he's kind of been a little bit of a jerk. So he's like, let's practice. Let's build a vocabulary between the two of us, and we'll win some races. So they kind of set out to do that. So we're going to cut to a scene where they're going to do some practicing, right? So they've got the track for the day, and they're learning to kind of communicate with each other. And there's a lot of talk about tires because Cole drives entirely too hard. He's wearing the tires out before he should. So what Harry says is, look, you go run 50 laps however you want to run them. We'll time them. You run 50 laps how I tell you, and I guarantee you they'll be faster than what you did. Says, okay, that's a deal. Sure enough, Harry was right. His laps were, in fact, faster. So they've
6 seconds.
By 6, that's a lot of seconds, isn't it?
In NASCAR, I would think so.
I mean, at
200 miles per hour
situation, 6 seconds is more than enough. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I needed you to agree with me there.
Absolutely.
So they now have a little bit more of a plan going into Darlington. Now, how do you feel about Darlington, Travis? As far as
Darlington Motors down there in South Kakalaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel about it. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's
no Bristol.
It's a mainstay. It's no Bristol, but it's a key track, a historical track in NASCAR. I can get behind it.
Yeah, I think that I've been to Martinsville and Charlotte would be the two tracks that I've seen races at.
I've never seen a race, believe it or not.
What?
In person.
Really?
I've never gone.
It's way worse in person. It's awful in person. It's like you're like in scorching sun, and then it's just for about 6 hours. So I
love it, dude.
So do take earplugs if you go, and then you're kind of like your head kind of hurts from like the exhaust fumes and tire smoke and stuff. It's.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring because you can bring your own beer in. I'm bring a cooler and.
I don't know if you still can. That might be.
Oh, maybe not anymore.
That was the other thing. It was like really rowdy drunk rednecks too. NASCAR.
I need to go. Those are my people. I go and and I could bring a Nintendo Switch if I get bored. I'd be okay.
You're playing Mario Kart? Is that the
plan? With headphones on, not even paying attention to the race, just getting sunburned for no reason.
He could just be doing that in his yard. I know, but just let him.
Just let him go.
Well,
he likes the vibrations.
During Darlington, Cole's having a good race. He decides he actually catches up to Rowdy and decides to do a little rubbing himself. So he rubs on Rowdy a little bit. And ends up needing to go into the pits. Now, the pit stop does not go very well, so he has to get back out and kind of make up some time. Rowdy has gotten back into the lead, and so nobody passes to the outside. Everybody passes to the inside, right? Well, yeah. Harry says, "Go ahead." They've changed out the tires, right? He's trying to catch up, and he says, "Go ahead and pass them to the outside. You know, those tires are really good. We put on matched tires."
Yeah, he says that while he's talking to the owner too, like because he's like, "You'll get him killed. He can't go to the outside." He's like, "It's okay. We put on some matched tires for you."
I think we're starting to see what happened to Buddy. I think we actually. He just lied to him about the car. Well, sure enough, that gives Cole the confidence to just blow past Rowdy and kind of win the race. They're in victory lane, and the news reporter is interviewing Cole, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, Harry told me that I had matched tires, and that I was going to be able to win." And the reporter looked at him like he was an idiot. Cole figures out he's been had.
That was Dr. Jerry Punch, too. That's NASCAR legend Jerry Punch. And he's like, it looks like you got some explaining to do. It was pretty good.
And there was a little tussle. There's a little tussle between Duvall and Cruz.
A friendly tussle. Yeah, it's friendly. Yeah.
Which is my favorite kind of tussle. Well, later, and then Tim, the team owner, puts his arm around both the guys and says, "Promise me, whatever happens, we're going to win Daytona." That's all right. The end of the scene.
We'll see.
So we cut to the bus, that they all travel on, and they're drinking some moonshine, they're drinking some beers, they're watching NASCAR footage on the TV.
They got Super Flow Motor Oils hats. I want one so bad.
So they're pretty awesome. That's the indicating that they got a sponsor finally. Since he won a race. You got John C. Reilly kind of strumming on the guitar, and we find out that Cole, he lost his ride in IndyCar racing because his dad was his sponsor, and his dad went to jail for fraud. Him and
tough break.
We find out a little bit about how. Buddy died because he was a kamikaze driver, is what his son calls him, which seems like an unfortunate thing to call your dad, but whatever.
It also seems like not a good way to race.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, you just do the one kamikaze, right? You don't get to do multiples. Well,
sometimes he'd just forget to turn. What?
They do a little bit of bonding, and the police end up pulling the bus over, van, U-Haul, whatever they're in. I don't know. And they get out, and there is a female police officer, and she's like frisking Tom Cruise's character, Cole, and really grabs a hold of his trickle.
Yeah, this scene is why I loved cops as a kid. I was like, Dad, can we get pulled over? He's like, nah, son, I'm drinking. I'm like, okay.
All right, that's weird. Well, it turns out that this was some sort of... I have so many questions about... I don't like pranks, Travis. First of all, I'm against pranks.
Oh, God.
In
wouldn't
general.
dare pull one on you, Kev, yeah.
But the idea that... that they, I guess, I don't know if this is a sex worker. I don't know if this is just a woman who likes NASCAR drivers. I don't know who this person is, but she
could be an actual cop.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
they came in real cars.
They did. That's the other part of this. It's like, did they get the real police and wherever this is to pull the bus over for this prank? Does a middle of the road NASCAR team have the pull to make police corruption a thing?
And what was that phone call like? It's like, all right, we're heading down the road. All right, we got our boy. He just won a race. Yeah. All right. What I'd like for y'all to do, get your hottest lady. Get your hottest
Josie.
lady.
You want us to get Josie?
Get Josie. I want you to pull over the race car now. When you pull us, we're going to get out. I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. The driver's got one middle tooth. You can't mistake him.
Okay.
All
right. Middle tooth. Let me write that down.
Yeah, slam him against the van, grab him by his peanut holster.
Oh,
all right, that's the gag.
Oh, that's
the gag.
Oh, the old peanut holster. Yeah, no, I'll put the bill in the mail for that one. That ain't no problem. We did that. This will be the third time this week.
Give him a right thorough molesting. That would be a great for. He'll love it. He'll get a real kick out of it.
It's also kind of problematic from a misogynistic standpoint. But we'll just chalk it up to 90s racing.
Hey, Rubbin's racing. That's
that
what
is
she was
true.
doing.
She was rubbing, and then they kiss and maybe do other stuff. We don't really know. The scene cuts away, and we don't know that we want to entirely know that. Well, we're gonna cut to Daytona, and
all right,
man, they're racing hard, dude. They're racing hard.
You got to.
Rowdy and Cole bumper to bumper. They're rubbing, they're bumping, they're grinding, they're doing all of it out there, and. Rowdy kind of says I think he kind of waves, like his bumper's loose, and he waves Cole's to go around him, like he's gonna let him, and then he just crashes into Cole and knocks him out, but then he spins around, boop, gets right back into it, and they're so it kind of brings out a caution flag, right? Oh no, there's another crash. That's what happens. There's another crash. Excuse me. And it brings out a caution flag, and so they're both racing to get back to the line there. What do they call that? The checkered line? I don't know. Whatever. Start line. So that
the checkered line.
They're going to have the lead position, right? And they're both rolling through this accident, and they both
a lot of smoke.
You can't see. They both end up hitting other cars and having a very bad accident.
No good. And is it that did Cole run into Rowdy? Is that how it worked out, or they hit different cars? It was a lot of moving fast. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think I think maybe he does hit Rowdy's car.
Because it looks like Rowdy almost purposefully spins. Because it doesn't look like he hits anything. He's just...
I don't know that he intended to hit it. Maybe he does hit the brakes.
They do hit one another.
Yeah, they do hit one another. I think... really fun behind the scenes on this scene. They had to put a bomb in the car to get it to roll like that. And they
what?
Yeah, and so they shot it. They obviously can't... They didn't want to mess up a track. Flipping this car like 67 times. So they did it like on an airport runway because that's better, right? Planes. Who needs to land those safe? Anyway, they detonate the explosive. This car rolls just an insane amount. Like no car has ever rolled before. And the stunt driver, they put a stunt driver in it for some reason, gets out and he goes, yeah!
Dude, that's amazing.
He thought it was
because it looks like he should be dead.
Yeah, it does. It 100% looks like that man died in that accident. Well, the characters in the movie after the accident, both Rowdy and Cole are injured. They're both whisked away in an airport in a helicopter, which they actually filmed this also during a real race. So like the helicopter scene, all that.
Oh wow,
was filmed.
Okay.
Like Tom Cruise literally flying away in the helicopter.
Oh wow!
So they get to the hospital, and we feel a little bad for Cole because he can't see. He's got some swelling on his brain.
Yeah.
And they're putting him in like the MRI machine. He's like, "Can somebody just talk to me?" And Rowdy, Rowdy's a tough man. He says, "You're an idiot. Get off me, losers. I ain't no car battery. You ain't got to hook them things up to me."
It's so funny, man. I feel like that's how my dad would be if he were in the situation,
If he wrecked at Daytona, I think he would be.
Yeah.
I think he'd be. Yeah, you're right. I think he would be.
I think it would be, yeah.
It was a bad crash. Now, this is where we meet Dr. Claire Lewicki. They even gave her a racing-sounding name, Lewicki.
I know. I was going to ask, because it doesn't seem like anyone else has really made that connection, but, like, there are some other loose connections with the names where they kind of riffed on other people. I wonder, because this wasn't long after Alan Kulwicki won championship, right? You think it was like a little bit of a nod?
I mean,
give him a little Lewicki.
I mean, you named her Lewicki. Yeah, I think that is at least bare minimum a nod to another. Yeah, to racing names in general. So, or not, and it's Claire Lewicki. Like you literally put together, Lewicki,
right? Claire Lewicki and Alan Kulwicki. It's
so close.
Come on,
it's so close. It has to be. Well, anyway, it's Nicole Kidman in full, somewhere between Australian and American accent. I don't know what accent she's doing here, but she's Dr. Lewicki, and she says Cole should get he's got some brain swelling, but he should be fine.
Yeah, ain't no thing. Just a little swollen brain.
A little brain swelling.
A little CTE.
So we cut after they do some doctoring on both the fellas. We cut to Cole waking up and his vision is returning. They've got him on some good dope too. He seems like he's pretty high. And Harry has been worried, so he's stayed at the hospital all night. Once he's kind of Cole's waking up, he's seeing stuff. He goes out, he lets all the fellas in the waiting room know, like, hey, he's awake. So they immediately come in and start busting his chops, like pretending they're blind and like,
I know. I was like, Jesus,
just gooning around. I love it though. I do love how well Talladega Nights like spoofed this whole section of the movie too. We haven't mentioned Talladega Nights, but my God, that is such a great companion movie to Days of Thunder, and it has John C. Reilly in it as well. Like,
that's true. I didn't even think about that. That's all. Yeah.
Well,
Cal Orton.
Yeah, Cal Orton Jr. Well, so Dr. Lewicki comes in now. If you remember, they had a police officer dress up as, or maybe not, but they had a female person that looked like an officer dress up and grab Tom's Cruise. And
yeah, they did.
Nicole Kidman comes in dressed up, not dressed up as a doctor. Her character is actually a doctor. Cruise's character is very doped up, so he assumes...
he has his eyes wide shut, dude.
Yeah, he does. Nice job, bud.
Thanks, bud.
He was far and away out of line here. He takes her hand and places it on his genitalia, because he thinks,
yes, doctor.
and she's like, that's not really my specialty, and then leaves.
That's great. Good riff from her. And they would end up being married in real life. I mean,
this is where they fell in love.
What does this teach in the youth? It's
Well,
okay to
listen. Who are we to judge the inner workings of love? Okay, these two fell in love at Days of Thunder, and that's all that we need. They had divorced many years. They were married for a good long time, though, at least like
about 10 years.
yeah, for like Hollywood standards. So anyway, that happens. It's very inappropriate, slightly misogynistic. Now, my favorite scene in the movie is coming up, Travis.
Oh, tell me all about it.
So they're wheeling both of the guys out to go down to the conference room to meet with the commissioner of NASCAR. And they're in wheelchairs, and like nurses are kind of pushing them. And then the fellas Rowdy and Cole start to get competitive about the speed of the wheelchairs that they're not allowed to get out of. So they both just like, it turns into this chaotic wheelchair race down the hallways, which apparently Rooker and Cruz were incredibly competitive about. Like they really were grabbing each other. And like,
really?
And it was supposed to be a little bit more of an elaborate scene. Like it was going to go on for quite a while, but they ended up kind of cutting it shorter. But this is easily my favorite because it's so freaking funny. These two guys are like just going at it with the wheelchairs. So they come around the corner.
It's kind of built for comedy, but you can tell they wanted to kill each other in the scene. So
that's what I love about it. It's like, it's kind of funny. It's supposed to be funny, but they take it so freaking seriously. Like, both of them want to win. Well, they whip around the corner, and there's Dr. Claire Lewicki, and she's like, hey, what do you... Stop, you idiots.
What are you clowns doing?
Yeah, you bozos. So anyway, they end up in the conference room with the commissioner of racing and, like, the head of their teams, and Harry's there, and it's a big get-together. Where they're talking over the injuries to the two fellas and whether they're going to be cleared to race. Dr. Claire Lewicki says, I'm not going to clear either one of these guys to race for at least another week. So that's another...
Seems reasonable.
I mean, it does, right? They just had traumatic brain injuries. So both of them are kind of off the shelf. So she leaves so that the NASCAR... bigwigs can kind of discuss the situation, and the commissioner basically tells them, if you two pull any more crap like that again, I'll black flag your cars, and we're going to just need to inspect them for the majority of the race, and then maybe I'll let you race again. So basically telling them, stop screwing around, fellas, or there are going to be repercussions.
And interestingly, commissioner of NASCAR is none other than former, I believe, Tennessee governor Fred Thompson.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wondered why he gave off a real scumbag vibe.
Yeah.
Just
politician slash actor.
Yeah. I don't mean to say all politicians are scumbags, but like he just knew that character. He's such a good actor that he just knew, that character
he's a good actor.
type. Well, the two. And also he says, all right, and I'm going to make sure that you two make up. You've got to drive to dinner tonight to meet me for dinner. You got to ride together. All right.
And they're both like, no, I got something. I had something planned.
He's like, well, you better cancel it. Like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's your boss's boss's boss. I think you have to go to dinner with him if he asks, right? I really think you do. Them's the norms.
Well, so that kind of resolves that scene. Outside in the hallway, Harry apologizes to Doc. He's like, hey, let me tell you a funny story. We dressed a woman up as a police officer and had him sexually assault Tom Cruise. Anyway, I didn't want you to think bad about him.
Yeah, which is why the cycle of abuse has continued onward, and that's why he did that to you. Because basically he thought you were a fake. He thought you were a stripper.
So,
take it as a compliment. He thought you were a stripper.
Yeah, right? Like, is that a I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it is. I don't know. I feel weird about it. I don't know how to feel about it. We're just going to move on.
Okay, thanks.
Well, in the parking garage, in the next scene, Cole sees the Doc, and he goes and hits on her. He really likes her. He's like, hey, can I just... And it's kind of sweet. Like, he's kind of a sweet little fella. He's like, you want to just go out to dinner and I'll take you to a race? And she's like, well, I'm going to see you again. She's either oblivious or doesn't want to go out on a date with him. I'm not sure. She does.
She also has, like, no affinity for NASCAR. She's like, why would I want to watch you freaking knuckleheads chase each other around in circles over and over.
I think
Like, okay, that's a bit disparaging toward the sport.
Well, I think we've discovered who Haley is okay, or Hallie is okay. I think we've discovered.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Because I just don't get NASCAR. I think we know who that is. Well, they resolve to maybe see each other again, and so at this point, Rowdy and Cole have to ride in a car together to get to dinner, and they both. Rowdy has the idea. He's like, "Listen, I know you're not going to ride with me, and I don't want to ride. I don't want you to drive and me ride with you because they're both drivers, right, dude? You don't ride. With a driver,
too macho.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, I've always wondered this, and I remember my mom and dad having the same conversation, which was like, when race car drivers get off the track, what's it like just being in traffic?
Awful. It's got to be.
It's
awful.
probably terrible, right?
Like,
Just
their
trying to
nervous system has to be just absolutely on fire after one of those races. Like, you can't just get in like a Chevrolet Lumina and sit in 4 hours of traffic. That would just kill a man.
Just imagining them like racing like they are for 4 or 5 hours, and then just the backup of traffic to get out of the stadium is probably galling.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Well, what they resolve to do is to stop and rent a car, and then they're going to race to dinner. And I also love this scene a lot. They are just being an absolute menace on the streets. They're, driving around semis and driving on the beach. Somehow they end up on the beach. They're racing. I don't know how the road led them to in the water, in the surf. They decided, and apparently the two stunt drivers that were filming this scene were having an awesome time. Like, they said it was the most fun they've ever had. And one of the guys, like, they bump into the side of the car, and you can see it. His head smashed out the driver's side window.
What?
And he's like, I didn't even know it. We just stopped, and I was bleeding everywhere. It was the best day of my life.
Dude, stunt drivers are just a different breed of human.
They really are, man. Well,
I mean, did he not do all of his own stunts?
He did not do this stunt. Anyway.
Interesting.
So
he'll jump out of a helicopter, like climb to the Burj Khalifa and dangle off of it, but driving a Ford Escort on the beach, too much.
Yeah, I didn't know he knew Wiz Khalifa. That's pretty cool. Well,
come on now.
Anyway, they end up making it to dinner somehow alive. The cars are wrecked, and the commissioner...
They're late.
Yeah, they're late, so he's upset. He's mad at him.
It's interesting, despite racing like they were, still late. I guess having to jump through the hoops of rental. We've all been there.
I hope they got the insurance, though, because them cars are smashed.
They're ruined.
Well, they end up sitting down at dinner, and there's a couple of funny lines. But moving on to the next scene, back at the garage for Team Cole, they're kind of working on his car, and we meet Russ Wheeler, boo hiss, played by Carrie Elways, who's going to be driving while Cole kind of recoups. And I love the little touch that Carrie always does here. Like, Cole acts like he's busy and he's not paying attention to Carrie's character, so he just leans forward and he's like, I'm looking forward to driving the car. I'm just sad I won't be as good a driver as you. And just smiles at him and walks away. And I'm like, I kind of feel that. Like, I kind of feel the energy that he's bringing. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. He plays just a good, smarmy little rascal in this. I think I read somewhere he was modeled a little bit after a Rusty Wallace.
Oh, really?
Which is kind of interesting. Which is interesting because Rusty Wallace makes a cameo in this.
Yeah.
And his name's Russ Wheeler, so yeah, I mean, it matches.
Well, Cole turns into a light stalker, but Doc's into it. He
dude, it's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. I do love this scene though. Like, he's talking to her on the phone. He's delivered all those flowers and a stuffed kangaroo, I guess because she's Australian, to her apartment.
You skip over that, but now it makes sense.
Right? Yeah.
I never made the connection. I was like, that's weird. But now I'm like, oh, he was trying to connect dots. Like, oh, I bet she misses home. I'll get her a stuffed roo.
Well, one of the mechanics is standing outside the office while he's talking to her on the phone, and he won't let him in. And finally, he gets his coffee cup, fills it up, and the guy's like, "Well, I want sugar." And he takes it.
Reaches through the door.
It's such a great bit. But anyway, he basically.
Question though, Didn't Tom Cruise do this over the top thing in? Was it Top Gun that he did a bit of an overreaching.
He follows
stalking
her
move
into the bathroom.
and to the bathroom. And, he helps write these movies. I think Tom Cruise might be a little intense with the ladies.
I really think that's probably why he's been divorced 6 times or whatever. I think
100%.
He needs to dial it back a little bit.
That and all the Scientology.
Yeah, though to be fair, if I was married to Nicole Kidman, I would do a lot to keep her around too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would send her stuffed kangaroos.
Yeah,
I would send her taxidermied ones. I wouldn't give her one off the shelf. I'd give her a real kangaroo.
I would kill the kangaroo myself, so she knew I meant it. You know,
100%. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What would you put in the pouch for her to find?
My phone number.
I would put a live baby kangaroo in the pouch.
That's so cute. Oh,
yeah, I know, right?
I'd put a stuffed one in there just because I don't want to mess. But
yeah, that's fair. Who wants to? You're giving her the responsibility of taking care of a wild animal. You got a good point.
That'd be kind of a rude dude move there. But all right. So anyway, back to the movie. He basically kind of sweet talks her and says, "Hey, if I can get you some time off from work, would you come down and examine me and Rowdy?" Something along those lines, basically to try to get her down there. So she does. She actually does. She flies down. He picks her up. They kind of flirt a little bit. And then she's doing her exam of him. Now, Rowdy doesn't show up. He very specifically is not there. So, I also like this a lot because Tom Cruise is a shorter man. And Nicole Kidman is taller than him, I assume.
Tall lady woman.
Yeah.
She's a taller lady woman. She's not a kid, man.
Well, thank you, Travis. Thank you so much.
I got you. Thank you, man.
A lot of times with shorter actors like this, they'll put them on a box or something so that they look as tall as their co-star. They didn't do that with Tom, or he is very short. I can't guarantee it.
He's actually on a box wearing platform shoes, and they actually severed her shins in half, and she's still 3 inches taller than him.
But they put her in heels as like a costume choice here too. So like she is quite a bit taller than he is, which I just think it's nice that like, hey, short kings deserve a little respect too,
I guess so.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
is that what you are, Kev? Are you a short king?
I'm 7'3" if you've never seen me in person.
Okay.
Yeah. Very tall, very handsome, very dashing even, I would say. Well, he tries to sneak a kissy kiss in while she's examining him. He just
against the rules.
That is very much against the rules of examination.
Although, let me ask you this, Kev: if your doctor flew in on an airplane to give you a very basic examination, she could have referred out to any number of clinics in the area at night. Do you still think maybe she might be into you? Do you think it could go over well if you went in for the kiss, or would you still maintain that professionalism?
Dude, I would never break the sacred bond of doctor-patient within the exam room. I am not that kind of man. Now, the minute we get out of that exam room, let me tell you, it's all kangaroo all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice, dude.
Let me tell you what I'm going to be putting in that pouch, too. A baby kangaroo. We already talked about it.
Right? Ah, good. Yeah,
Well, anyway, that's basically what happens. They get out of the exam room. She keeps her professional demeanor, and then they make out so hard, dude. She I like this too. She grabs him and slams him against the wall. I'm like, get it, girl.
Manhandling. She's
kid manhandling.
Lady womanly handling him. Yeah.
Well, they end up doing the business. They get to the business and. They're you love it. You love them. You just love to see it.
No, I love the business.
When they get to the business.
He explains to her how racing works with sweet and low packets.
On her leg.
She had no idea how cars work. She's a brain doctor. She's never been in a car. She takes planes to her patients.
Yeah, she didn't understand all that. He explained drafting to her as well on the track. And he's referring to her
genitalia.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's the finish line or something like that, or victory lane or whatever, which is great. And then they kind of have a little more pillow talk about where they're getting to know each other a little bit more. The hot sex is going to come here again in a second, but they a little pillow talk. She's like, "What do you really want out of life? You can't just want to be a driver." And he's like, "I like to go fast." He didn't say that. He says,
I like calling it like fast. So, also, in this this scene with her is like when you really see his one middle tooth hang out because the light always hits it just right to where it looks like he just has one tooth sometimes.
Yeah,
it's wild.
And it shines too. It's got like a little more shine to it than the rest of them. But apparently they have
more sunlight.
Great chemistry together, and they get married. I still think him and Duvall have better chemistry. They should have probably gotten married, but
I agree.
They have some pillow talk. They get to know each other, and we move on to the next scene. They are going to Rowdy's house because he did not show up for his exam. So she does house calls, this doctor. This brain
what would have
doctor,
happened if he did though? Is that what are we, Eiffel Towering? What are we doing if he's there?
Maybe he regrets it. He's like, man, I could have snuck a little kiss too. Just a little kiss too, you know.
Yeah, he sees it happen. He goes, "Oh, I guess that's how we pay."
Yeah, okay. Is this part of my HMO? So they kind of ride around on a boat. For some reason, he's like, "Come on, let's go ride on my boat, guys." Even though it's clearly freezing, like they're all wearing like 6 layers of clothes on the boat.
Also remind me because this we go in and out of Daytona and we move around the year. You know, these races. What time of year are we in? The off season right here? Because they're getting ready for Daytona. Daytona, in my experience, is always the first race of the year. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. Yeah.
So we're in the off season.
Yeah,
okay.
We're in the off season. So, because I think he wrecks at Daytona again. Maybe, I don't know. The timeline of this is real fuzzy for me. Or maybe
are there 2 Daytona races in a season? Is that possible?
That's it's 19. It's also movie time. So, who knows? Yeah. But the important thing from the Rowdy exam is that he doesn't get cleared. Now Cole has been cleared. He doesn't get cleared because he passes out or falls down. And she's like, "Hey, you got to get to the hospital, dude. Your brain's bleeding." He's like, "I'm fine. I'm gonna walk it off." So
come on.
He doesn't get cleared. So cut to Russ Wheeler. This scene, we find out that Russ Wheeler, who was driving temporarily for Cole, has now been hired by Tim, Randy Quaid's character, as a second driver on another team. So now Cole is not only competing against other, necessarily drivers, but this is another driver who his owner has hired, right? So it feels like a little bit of a betrayal, doesn't it, Travis?
A little bit. I mean, you got 3 solid racers. One's out with a bad case of the brain bleeding. And then, you got a pretty good roster. And it seems like if he was just checked, I don't know, it feels like he could come back imminently. You're bringing in a third. Now you're just, you're, what are you trying to do? You trying to motivate your boys, or you trying to piss them off? What are you trying to do here?
I think he just had Hardy's sponsorship walk in. He's like, man, they make a good biscuit. I'm gonna have Russ Wheeler drive for Hardy's.
I remember whenever Uncle Doug would talk about this movie, he really just referenced how much he loved the Hardy's car. And it's not even in the movie that much.
Yeah.
A couple shots here and there.
It is a good-looking car, though.
Honestly, I love the look and just the stance of this era of NASCAR. It's just, it's for me, dude. It is for me. I had tons of little Matchbox cars that look just like these.
Well, bad news, good news situation here. Good news is Cole doesn't die in a tragic accident. Bad news is mentally he's off during the race, and he intentionally blows up his own engine to get out of there. He's scared, right? He's afraid that he's going to be in another really bad crash. So we cut to
he nearly creates one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really
genius, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that brain swelling is gone away yet.
Yeah, maybe he needed another week too.
I think so.
Well, they kind of cut to the garage, and Cole's on the phone trying to talk to the doc, but she's busy. And Harry kind of chews out Tim, or Duvall's character chews out Tim for getting a second team. He's like, you know how that looks? Does do anything good for us, you big jerk face? And he's like, well,
yeah, jerk face.
But he's like, but check out my members only jacket. That's, you know what, I gotta just run back really quick and say that I think that Robert Duvall's jackets are the real star of this movie. He's got the sweetest leather jacket you've ever seen. He's got a sweet members only jacket. That hat with the American flag on it, like whoever did his costuming just nailed it, dude.
I think he did it, and I think that's
it's just what he wears.
Now, have you already gotten to the part, and forgive me, where Carrie wins and there's a bit of a retaliation?
Oh, dude, I'm right there. You're right there.
You're right there. Okay. Well, this is a huge part of the movie.
Well, what happens is, to really set off Cole, is that when they both come into the pit, Russ blocks him so he can't get back out. And so Russ can get out first, and that really makes Cole angry, so he doesn't win the race, and Russ does. So during his victory lap, Cole said he comes into the pit and he's like, change my tires. And they're like, well, the race is up. Shut up and change my tires. So they change his
why are they doing that? They could just be like, no. Why?
I think Russ spins him out too, if I remember. Like he blocks him and then he spins him out, if I remember right. But anyway, his tires are popped. So Cole just rams him, like comes flying out of pit road, and just rams his own teammate, smashes both of their cars. Both of the crew teams start fighting, and then Tim is like, he's just in utter disbelief.
He destroyed both my cars. He's more worried about the cars, obviously, being the owner, obviously. Also, though, I'm surprised, like, this seems like it should have been a bigger deal. Like, that should have led to Cole Trickle being absolutely blacklisted from NASCAR. If you wreck a guy during the victory lap, T-bone him while holy crap. I don't remember ever thinking that was a big deal when I watched it as a kid. Obviously, I didn't understand how things work. But I watched this again. I was literally like, holy! I forgot it happened. I couldn't believe it happened. I was like, oh, they're going to have to... He's going to get the death penalty for this. This is insane.
I mean, like, he could have killed a guy,
He could have killed a guy.
But
he hit him on the driver's side.
He did get fired. Does that make you feel any better? He got fired.
Yeah, but I would feel like, wouldn't you think, honestly, in your heart of hearts, wouldn't there would be legal ramifications for that in today's age, right?
Stiffer punishment, yeah.
You would think. Yeah, but they don't even really talk about it after this. They're just like, oh, that was a bummer. Don't do that. Oof.
I mean,
rough.
Dude, it was the 80s, It was the 80s and 90s, man. It was a different time,
yeah.
Well, the big fight happens. Cole's fired. Everybody's fired. It's chaos. And we're going to cut to the hotel. He's dropping Doc off or picking her up, I guess getting her stuff, whatever, to take her to the airport. And she knows Cole's struggling a little bit, so she's trying to be sympathetic. But this cabbie that's like parked behind them just keeps honking his horn. And then he bumps Cole's car, and Cole has a meltdown. He has what the kids call a crash down. One of those things.
Kids?
Yeah, that's what the kids call it. And
are the kids you hang out with okay?
No, they've been in
we call it a crash. Blah, blah.
No, they've been in a lot of accidents actually.
Okay,
yeah, NASCAR related. So they chase. So he ends up chasing this like cabbie across town. I don't know what he's gonna do when he catches him. But he eventually stops because Doc says she's going to throw herself out of the car if he doesn't. So that definitely gets him to slow down. And we're gonna go through like the sad, mopey part of the movie. Which don't worry, Travis, it doesn't last too awful long. The Cole goes and he does his laundry, like you do. And he's picked a laundromat that's right next to a dirt track. So there's cars racing on the dirt track while he's doing his laundry. If I were going to try to get my clothes clean, I wouldn't want to walk outside a dirt track with a lot of dirt in the air. That just seems counterproductive.
I agree with you on that.
But again,
I agree with you on that. But you know what? These boys that race cars, they love Tide.
They do. You're right. They do. Yeah, that is a fair point. And also I should say before he goes and does his laundry and mopes, I kind of. Claire Lewicki breaks up with him. I don't know. She kind of tells him off a little bit, tells him he's selfish and he's, an egomaniac, and that he had talked about controlling the uncontrollable at one point. She's like, you can't do that. That's just stupid. It's literally called uncontrollable. What's wrong with you? So
everyone's accusing him of being scared, but I just watched him T-bone a man at full speed.
Yeah, that strikes me as not just scared.
I think he's just a jerk.
Yeah, I think
he just... Yeah.
Distinct possibility. Well, he decides while he's at the laundromat to go visit Rowdy and try to get him to the hospital. And he does that by threatening his life with a baseball bat. He's like,
you got to do it.
Yeah. Travis, now...
he's not going to respond to... They told him his brain was bleeding. He was like, nah, I'm going to lay down.
He's just taking BC.
You got to threaten that guy
he's
with
taking BC powder, I think.
Hey, that saved Richard Petty.
It did. You're right. It sure did, man. And he forgets, like, he doesn't remember that he won the Winston Cup because Cole's like, "What's that trophy for?" He's like, "I don't know. What does it say?"
I don't know. You can read it. What's it say on it?
Now, Travis, let's say my brain was bleeding. All right, and I refuse to go to the hospital. Would you?
I'm not convinced it isn't.
Well, yeah, you might want to get it looked at. Let's say you are convinced that it is bleeding. Would you threaten me with a baseball bat to get me to the hospital? Do you care that much about me?
Oh, I would. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Baseball bat would be like the third thing on my list to threaten you with. First, I would threaten you by holding a cigarette lighter near all your comics.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, they're going up in flames. You better get in the truck.
Oh, let's go. All right. We're taking my truck.
All right.
All right.
We have to take your truck because you're going to sit in the back. I don't want you anywhere near me.
Yeah, I might throw up. My brain's bleeding.
Your brain's all scrambled eggs.
Well, he eventually convinces Rowdy to go to the hospital. Turns out Rowdy needs surgery, and they have a little kind of heart to heart. He calls him in. He's like, "Hey, man, I need you to drive my car because if I lose my sponsors, I'm not going to be able to take care of my family and build the mansion that I want to build by the lake." And
don't that just make you feel for a man?
It really
Like,
does.
Oh,
it really does, man.
Okay.
He's like, I got stuff I ain't paid for yet. I think it's literally the line that he has.
Yeah, probably.
I love Michael Rooker in this movie too, man. He's so good. He's so good in this movie. Again, my friend.
Honestly,
is
everybody's
terrifying.
kind of crushing it in this movie.
They really are.
I think not all the dialogue is written well, but all the performances I think are really good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, Cole quietly agrees and walks out with like focus. Like he doesn't. I've kind of missed a little conversation that happens, but I do think it's kind of a cool conversation where Duvall's talking to the doctor, and this has been like scenes ago, but I just think it's a cool one to kind of recap. But doctor's talking to Duvall's character in the pits, and she's like, "Why didn't Cole go see Rowdy?" And he's like, "Well, because drivers don't want to see what could happen to them. You know, they never go to funerals or visit anybody in the hospital." It's like, yeah, that's why I don't do it, you know?
Right. It's not because you had planned a big night of watching the new Fallout series and
so good,
you know,
it's so good.
hanging out.
I love Walton Goggins, man. He's so good in that show.
I've missed a few family funerals for like a TV episode. I'm not ashamed to admit it. You know, they were distant family.
Yeah.
You know, 2-hour drive. I mean, die closer.
But you know what? If
you want me
Bill
to come
Elliott, it's his funeral, I'm going to it. You know what I mean?
Even if you're not invited.
Yeah, even if I'm not invited. I'm going to send a stuffed kangaroo.
Do you have to be invited to a funeral?
I feel like if it's, like the Pope, in that case, or like, I tried to go to, Reagan's funeral too, but they wouldn't let me in.
You tried to?
Yeah, well, I was a kid. I also couldn't drive. I don't know when Reagan died. When did he die? My story's falling apart. It's falling apart. I didn't try to go to Reagan's funeral.
It was in the early 2000s, I'm pretty sure. I think he died in 9/11. So
I'm against it. Yeah, so anyway, he quietly, with real reserve, says, "Yeah, I'll drive your car." So Cole shows up at Harry's to try to convince him to help.
So, question, why wouldn't he want to do that?
He's scared. Remember, he's dealing with all this fear from
Is he, though?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think... I'm not buying that. That's the part of the movie I can't buy his motives at any moment.
Well, those are plot holes. Just plot holes. You just got to go
I get
with
it.
And I mean,
it's weird, though, because his character's kind of paper thin.
But is it something that makes you feel weird about driving another man's car? I don't like to drive another guy's car. And like, I got to imagine a stock car. Even weirder,
You think he's trapped all of his farts in there?
Yeah.
He's got the mirrors just right.
Yeah.
It's got his stank.
Yeah, you can't adjust those NASCAR seats. They don't move forwards and back. There's no lumbar support really,
Support. No, lumbar support.
I keep slipping into a Robert Shaw accent every once in a while.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Well, anyway, he heads to the farm in the middle of Charlotte, North Carolina, to try to convince Harry to help him out. Harry's like, "No, I'm not interested." Later in Harry's kitchen, he kind of tells Cole that he thinks Cole is scared, and that's how we know he's scared, because the character says it out loud.
Okay, because I wasn't buying it until Harry said it.
Well, I mean, Duvall's got some real credibility here. So they're kind of drinking and talking, and they end up back out in the car barn. And Cole brings up Buddy's wreck. He's like, "Well, how was he doing in the race before he wrecked?" Which is hilarious.
That sets him off.
Yeah.
I guess he was last. Is that what I'm supposed to believe, is that he sucked in the race?
No, I think he was doing good. I think he was doing good in the race.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was like, on top of you, your racer dying, also you weren't doing well. Like, to cap it all off, you also were in last place.
He doesn't actually say. I took it because there's, at one point he says, Buddy had a heart attack, and then Cole's like, I read about it. NASCAR says he got carbon monoxide poisoning because of the car design. And Harry's like, no, he was talking on the radio when he wrecked. He was chattering and talking really fast and erratically, which tells you, like, he probably, his nerves failed and he missed.
It's something.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Anyway, I took it to mean he was doing well in the race, but who knows? But
why would that upset Robert Duvall's character if he was doing well versus
because
not?
he's telling,
why would it matter?
At that time he's telling him not to race, that something bad could happen to him, and he's like, yeah, but he was winning the race. Like, he might have died, but he was winning the race, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I'll buy it. We can move on.
I think it makes sense to me anyway. Well,
okay.
Anyway, he brings back that line. After they kind of tussle a little bit and have another one of their little, this was less friendly, but it's not violent. Just two men.
I feel like it was about to turn into tickling when they quit.
Yeah. They were like, "Is it?" No, not yet. We hadn't had enough peach shine to start tickling each other yet.
Dudes tickling dudes. That's our next movie.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that one. Well, anyway, he brings back that line. He looks at me. He says, "Let me drive. I won't make a fool out of you, Harry." And that was all it took.
Unlike Buddy Bretherton, made you look like a fool.
But he was in last place when he wrecked. What a moron.
Not only did he die, he sucked.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it, Travis.
You don't think that's it? All right.
Well, anyway, they're doing it. And we cut to Daytona. And
wait, what?
This is another one of those scenes where, like, Harry is zen talking to the car. Like, he's just, in the right lighting, and he's telling the car, like, hey, you take care of him. He's going to take care of you, we set you up for a cold day, but if it gets warm. And then he looks, and the car is just dumping fluid. He's like, well, that's not a good answer, car. I'm not a fan of that.
But what if the car was coming?
To the race? Yeah, I hope so, because they need to drive
No. What if it got so excited from being built up by Robert Duvall's character that it was like, Squirtle?
Again, I think it probably should have some fluid system, as it is a race car, Travis. I don't know what you're trying to get at here.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're kind of getting set up for the race, and Doc comes in. He's like, I'm more scared of being nothing than I am of dying. You're like, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool line.
That is kind of cool. That might be the best line in the movie for me.
So I guess they sort of make up. They do a little kiss. There's a pretty cool...
I was going to ask, do you think that line is the if you ain't first, you're last? If that's like the parody of that line?
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. So there's a cool scene where they're all walking out, a little bit of slow-mo, a little bit of like smoke, all that. And a
lot of balloons being released into the atmosphere to kill all of the environment.
Yeah, stupid environment. It's only...
Yeah, who needs it? This is a nice car.
Yeah.
Nice car.
We'll never have a problem with the planet being too warm.
Nah.
Well, Doc says she can't stay.
I got sunburned today.
It's real good, Travis. It's real good, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, she says she's not going to stay for the race, but she does. She stays.
Yeah, of course.
So
watches the whole thing.
They start the race. We find out before they do, though, that the car has a new engine. That for whatever reason, whatever was wrong, fuel lines, the engine had to be replaced. And Tim kind of walks by and smiles. Old team owner Tim kind of walks by and smiles. And then Duvall makes a joke about the engine. She's like, oh, yeah, we stole it. All right, whatever that means. Which is pretty fun. So race starts. There's a crash a little bit. There's a few, hot laps we're watching. And then there's a crash. And so Cole has to master his fear. And what you're supposed to do is if a car is spinning, you're supposed to drive directly towards it because odds are it's not going to be in that spot by the time you get there, right? That's at least the convention that they're working with in the movie. I don't know. I'm not a professional driver, so I can't tell you if that's a good idea. Don't drive at other cars on the highway. Now,
my kid was trying to learn how to ride her bike today, and she would just get on it, and then because she was trying to learn how to use her brakes, she would just drive straight toward my car without turning. And I was like, honey, no. What are you doing? You don't got to, no. Go out in the cul-de-sac. What are you doing? He's like, I was trying my brakes out. I'm like, try them out without consequences of hitting my Jeep. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's someone else's car. Well,
seriously.
He has to master his fear. He does that. He puts the pedal to the metal. That's the the metal of the floorboard, and rips through there. And so the race is on for real now, dude. For real.
Oh,
well,
for real.
At some point during the race, Cole's accelerator gets stuck. And then Russ, I think this is after Cole takes the lead for the first time. Russ just wrecks him, just takes him out. Dale Earnhardt's him. Boom, knocks him out, right?
Boom.
I don't mean, Dale Earnhardt was the Hold on. Dale Earnhardt was the intimidator for a reason, and he did more than his fair share rubbing.
You mean Sterling Marlined him?
No.
Yeah, I think he got Marlined.
No, Travis. He's fine. Everybody's fine. Dale Earnhardt's fine. He's living in Costa Rica under another identity. Now,
Him and Tupac.
Well, anyway, he gets spun out by Russ Wheeler, but it dislodges the accelerator pedal. That's the good news, but it jacks up his transmission. That's the bad news. So he has to drive
Nah, you don't need it.
into the pit.
Car's already on.
No, dude, you need the transmission, Travis.
Nah, I don't know anything about cars, but I think once the car's on, you're good.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it is running, and he has to drive into pit row backwards, and they
Love that.
basically rig the transmission so that only the high gear works. Now, Travis, there are multiple gears in a transmission. Low gears are for going slow. High gears are for going fast, right? So
I got you.
the crew has to push the car.
What about Top Gear?
That's the
Is that the best one?
Yeah, that's the best one, and it's also a great car.
Why wouldn't you just
series.
be in that gear the whole time? Just get into Top Gear.
You need some torque to get the car. Anyway, we'll get there.
I don't think that. You're just making up physics.
I'm not making physics makes itself up, okay? They're the principles of the universe, Travis, and I don't need to explain them to you again, okay?
Okay.
Anyway, the crew has to push the car out to get it started, and the other crew, Russ Wheeler's crew, Tim sends them out to help push the car out because guess what?
Get out there, push him.
Tim helped out. He donated that engine to Cole's new car.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work, man.
Right, so they get the car out, and the race resumes. Cole needs to really move fast. He's only got 8 laps, and he's only got 1 gear. Maybe the accelerator is going to stick again. Who knows? But anyway, he gets back to second place, and then he tricks old Russ Wheeler. What he does is everybody knows Cole always passes to the outside because he's not a real NASCAR driver, right?
He's a California boy.
He's one of them California Yankees, you know what I mean? And so he kind of fakes Russ out. He fakes like he's going to go high, and he's drafting him, and then he slingshots right around to the inside, boom, passes him, and gives him a little knucky up into the banks just for funsies, and crosses the finish line and wins the Daytona 500.
We got it. We won it.
We did it.
That's right. And we said we were going to do it, and we did
it.
So,
well, he pulls into victory lane. Doc runs over. It turns out she did stay. There's a little kissy. And
also, Tom Cruise is in blackface.
He is very dirty. He is very dirty. They wanted.
How'd he get so dirty? Kev, why does he look like that?
I've watched a lot of races, and I've never seen a driver with that much crap on their face.
It seriously, it looks like he was going to Valhalla in Mad Max. Like he just huffed some spray paint.
Well, he gives Doc a kiss. She gets black schmooch all over her face too, and he notices that Harry's not there. Harry is very emotional because I guess he didn't die or whatever. So he goes over. Oh, and this is a fun behind the scenes thing. So they shot this scene before they actually shot the racing stuff, so it's out of sequence. So they hadn't emotionally been on the journey yet, right? So Tony Scott just told him, like, play that you're really tired right here rather than like, so that's why it's like it doesn't strike you as like a really exuberant, exciting, oh, we won. It's more like, wow, we survived something. So anyway, he goes over to Duvall and kind of jokes with him a little bit, gets him loosened back up. I love this scene because it is kind of quiet, like, hey, we won, man. Like we did it. And the end of the movie is they kind of have this running gag throughout the movie. It's quite literally a running gag where 60-year-old Robert Duvall's character's like, I'll race you,
I'll race you
on foot. And he does that again here at the end.
And he toddles. He's a bit of a toddler.
He's faster. He's beating Tom. How fast Tom Cruise can run, and he's beating Tom Cruise when the movie ends. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, Robert, this guy was in Apocalypse Now. He's seen some. You don't think he can outrun some napalm? He can outrun Tom Cruise.
He can run. Yeah, I really agree with you there, man. He can outrun Tom Cruise and napalm on any given Sunday afternoon. Well,
that's right. That's right.
Well, that's it, man. Roll credits. We made it. That's it. That's Days of Thunder, baby. Is it as good as you remember, sweet, sweet Travis?
I want to say better, only because my memories are best served with just the high octane, the cinematography they put into this. NASCAR was completely bought in, and it really highlights maybe the greatest era that sport has ever and probably will ever endure, if I'm honest. It really is a time capsule of I would say near the peak. I think the sport had not quite peaked. I would say the mid-90s are probably when it was at its peak popularity.
Right.
But you're seeing it right there, and it's just crazy how like a movie like that would never be made now. NASCAR doesn't have the money or the pull, the fan base. There's no interest for anything like this, but this was hot at the time. There was an NES game after this. There were talks of sequels for years. There's still a talk of a sequel about this, and it wouldn't play well without Robert Duvall. But,
dude, I have such an idea for the sequel, and you're going to hear about that in a little bit.
Okay. All right.
But not now.
Is it John C. Reilly is the crew chief?
Man,
no, it's a good movie.
Out of curiosity, I know we know what my favorite scene is the wheelchair scene. What's your favorite scene?
Oof. Well, the wheelchair scene is good, but I can't take your scene.
Yeah, dude, come up with something original.
You
just growled at me?
No, I was thinking. I think it's honestly just any time that Robert Duvall is talking sexily to a car by himself.
Does it give you the goose pimples too?
It kind of does. It's how I talk to the games in my game room. Like when I go down and I rub my knuckles down the spines, click, 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 click. I'm like, ladies, how you doing?
I noticed that when we were playing Maniac Mansion. Like it was a little, I don't want to say weird, but just like a little intimidating almost. Like the way you feel about those games is a way that, a man feels about a NASCAR.
Yeah. Do you think it was weird when I like crack open a game? I sniff it all.
No, I did. It smells good.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And you know what was funny about that Maniac Mansion copy is that it smelled a little like cherry cola.
Of course it did. Yeah. Of course it did.
A little bit of magic there.
Yeah.
A little bit of magic. Well, Travis, how about some of those post-credit reviews?
Oh yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, I got a couple. Let's do it in reverse order. Let's start with the people who didn't like it. Okay. We got one here from Ely, who watched this back August of 2020. 1-star review here. They say, there's a scene where Robert Duvall gently caresses and gives a motivational speech to a race car, and then the camera cuts to what I assume to be some type of car fluid leak on the ground, which Robert Duvall looks at with a disappointed expression and says, "This is not the kind of answer I'm looking for from you." And the overt sexual nature of the scene just makes me think Robert Duvall made that car ejaculate, and I really and truly wish I was making this up. And I don't know how that's a 1-star review. To me, that's a 5-star review. I'm curious if Ely thinks 1 star is better.
That is a amazing observation by Ely that I've never heard before.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that had the same sentiment, if I'm being honest, Kev, but this was the best written.
Oh.
The best written.
Well, all right, okay. I've just never heard that before. No one has ever commented about that way before.
That's interesting. And then we have one from Mr. Peeps. Mr. Peeps on, this is freshman. This is from January of this year. 2.5 stars, all right? Right in the middle of the road here, Kev. Basically just a rehash of Top Gun with cars that turned left, and I don't particularly like the original Top Gun either. The few racing scenes are enjoyable, but it's just too cheesy and naff for my personal taste, and it's hard to take the more significant moments and themes seriously when the film itself doesn't. I get the love, but it's not my vibe. Rooker and Cruz having a wheelchair race was a delight, though.
All right. He brought me back at the end. Yeah, he did. I was about to rip him apart and be like, well, you sound like you're a lot of fun. I'm sorry, do you hate cotton candy because it's too sweet?
Do you hate wheelchair races because they're too sad? And then we have one person who loves it, and I love this one, Kev. I think you'll enjoy this. We got this is a 5-star review from this week, March 19th, 3 days ago, by Matt with an exclamation point. Give it up for Matt. Matt says, scanning the reviews, and I'm noticing that you Yankees think that Cole Trickle and Rowdy Burns are unrealistic names. As your resident Southern friend, here are some real NASCAR names. Dick Trickle, Rowdy Kyle Busch, Fireball Roberts, Buckshot Jones, Lawless Allen, Red Farmer, Cotton Owens, Leroy Yarborough, Rich Bickle, Jesse Love, Richard Petty, Bubba Pollard, Rusty Wallace, Ron Hornaday, and Cletus Farland. Set them right.
That's a winner. That right there. Send that guy the $20 bill that we had lined up for prize money.
You got it. Yeah.
That was incredible. Well, who cares what they think? What about what I think, Travis? How about that?
What do you think, Ed?
With a budget of around $60 million, Days of Thunder pulled in about $157 million at the box office. So, yeah, it's not a Hall of Famer, but it definitely made it to victory lane, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude. Jesus,
Days of Thunder is a fast, loud, stupid movie that has more plot holes than cars in the 1990 Winston Cup series, and yet, let's face it, it is kind of awesome. You know what I mean? Robert Duvall shines in his role as the crusty old pit chief, and Cruise can play a cocky dude who likes to go fast like nobody's business.
It's the role he was born for.
This film was certainly instrumental in developing NASCAR into the worldwide sport it has grown into from the humble beginnings of running moonshine and leaving the law in the dust, Travis. Now, I would love, this is my sequel pitch, I would love to see a sequel to this bad boy 36 years later.
Oh, that's this year.
That's why I picked it, you see. I want to see it this year. Slap Cruise in the role of the crusty old pit chief, all right, ready to retire, who decides to run one more Daytona, okay? Hollywood, call me. I got ideas. That's all I'll say. And you'll have Kevin saying, start your engines, if you know what I mean.
I'll be damned. You should be the NASCAR driver. You should do it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Could I be like the Russ Wheeler in the situation?
Nah, I think you just got to be like Kev Doug Jr. I don't know. Uncle Doug Jr.
Well, it's great being back, Travis. It's been exciting. So
that was a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to get over our spat and rejoin forces here on the podcast. I'm sure we're looking forward to a real strong season and many seasons to come. I think the worst is behind us, and I look forward to doing many more episodes along with you and only you.
Yeah, no, and I think this thing with Haley, it's going to be really positive. We've talked about it. I think it's going to be great. She's great. It's gonna be fine, right? It's fine.
Yeah, as long as I don't know. Just I feel like she's probably going to force us to watch like softer films. And
she's not a Days of Thunder fan. That's for
sure.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the direction it's going to take. But hey, listen, folks, if you enjoyed this podcast, you can catch me on lots of other podcasts like Polykill and Drunk Friend, and We Got Goosebumps, all over on the Poly Media Network. And you can catch Kevin over on the board game podcast Blue Peg Pink Peg. You can catch us both at the same time in one place on stage with the Big Lit Conspiracy doing improv comedy. Check it out over at biglitconspiracy.com. And if you want to keep us out of the pits for one more lap, support the show on Patreon as the Poly Media Network. That is patreon.com/polykill. Now we have to hand the checkered flag to our pal Harvest Black for that lap leader of a theme song. And just like our Uncle Doug always says,
No. He didn't slam you. He didn't bump you. He didn't nudge you. He rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is racing.